You really see it more. Like, it's hard to pick up, right, Steven?
We're back.
Oh, there he is. Oh, sit down. You're in your underwear.
Oh, look at this.
Sit down. Sit down.
Look at my underwear.
Let's see.
It's shorts on.
I love
right.
it. I love it. All right, Three Guys, Many Games. We're back. I'm your
Playoff
host,
edition.
Sombrado. This is playoff conference tournament time. Big week ahead. I'm with the GOAT, Vinny Sombrado. Mr. Chaminade, Rob Smalley.
You got that right, Mr. Sharma. Nothing goes by me without and Sharma out lacrosse or the school without me knowing about it and without me correcting it.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
true.
My father graduated in the 40s. My father and his brothers they graduated in the 40s, and they set the standards for Sharma.
You're gonna be
Okay, guys.
So we're here. It's conference weekend, conference tournament weekend. We got a lot to talk about. You know, there's been big games leading up to these conferences, but automatic bids are on the line. You know, teams who just get into their conference tournament, they can keep their season alive by just winning a couple of games and maybe getting that beautiful bid into the NCAA tournament. Games are going on right now. Some games have finished. Villanova's coming on tonight. It's a lot of excitement. I'm going to give a spoiler alert. I really don't think there's much to talk about with, bubble teams and all of this. That always is like a big conversation. I see only one or two little options, and I think that the teams are, obviously the one bid conferences are up for grabs, but they're going to be one bid conferences, whoever comes out of there. I don't really see much else changing I think there's going to be 3 Ivies. I think there's going to be 3 Big Ten, and I think there's going to be 4 ACC, other than if Army loses, there's a question there, or possibly if Richmond loses, there might be a question there.
All right, let's dive into it.
Let's get into it.
Well, let me backtrack a little to last weekend because we nearly had something really throw in the something into the works, a wrench in the works, so to speak, when Virginia played one of their best games all year, took Duke into overtime. Had Virginia won that game, they would have qualified for the ACC playoffs at least. Duke would have been on the outside looking in for their conference tournament. And the question is, would Duke have gotten in without getting into their conference tournament? I know you said you believe 4 ACC. Now, I don't remember if they did it last year or if it's this year, but there's 18 teams in the tournament and there's 2 playing games, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, that's an extra spot. I was, when we were talking, I was thinking, with 17, that, believe me, that one extra spot makes a difference,
Usually you're up on the news all the time with 18 teams.
I can't keep track of all that. I got to keep track of you. How can I keep track of everything else? I got to keep you under wraps.
Well, that's true, Vinny. But as Mr. Sharman goes, I expect a lot out of my workers and my students. So you're doing better, Vinny. I got to give you that. So go ahead, Stephen.
Like Vinny mentioned, Virginia lost, so they did lose that game. That pretty much ends their season.
Right, they're out. They're done for sure. But with that 18 team lineup, I think there's margin for error for ACC, maybe up in the Ivies and the Big Ten.
Well, I look at it this way, Vin. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing the math. In the let's just talk about the Ivies. Assuming that Dartmouth doesn't beat Cornell,
they're out. They didn't beat them.
Then they're not getting in.
Right?
They're already out, Stephen.
There's the Ivy tournament, Smalls.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Let me at least chime in, and then you can correct Mr. Chaminade. They're not even in the Ivy tournament.
They are.
No, they're not. Totally disagree with you two guys. And if Mr. Chaminade is right, you guys might have egg on your face today.
They're obviously.
Well, Harvard, you got Harvard, Princeton, Cornell, and who's the fourth?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dartmouth's out. It's Yale.
Well, Mr. Shaman, I just is corrected here.
Well, so in the end of the day, unless Yale wins the Ivy
Right.
tournament,
Whether it was Dartmouth or Yale, those teams got to win the thing, or they're not getting in.
Hey, Steven, don't think they don't have a chance at all. You never know. These little tournaments, the kids are still all hurting. So a lot of kids.
I'll give them bulletin board material. They got no chance against Cornell. Yale's not beating Cornell. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. So
I would rest players. I would go all out on this game.
Players. I don't think you.
They want to get an automatic bid, like just what you said. You don't rest players now. You're in the playoffs. But I see it. Obviously, unless that Yale somehow was able to win, the three teams are going to get in. Could be Cornell, Princeton, and Harvard, right?
Yeah.
And in the Big Ten, where Ohio State and Maryland both won today, and they'll play for the Big Ten championship.
And Penn
State's going to get in.
That's a bad loss for Penn State.
But there'll be no fourth team.
It wasn't a terrible loss for Penn State.
Really, it was 6-6 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, they lost. Well, the bad part was, if you want to talk about what happened in the game, I don't know if you saw it, but they were man up for 3 minutes on a penalty, on a serious penalty. And I don't think they scored in the 3 minutes. They scored.
I don't even know if they got a shot on goal in 3 minutes.
Yeah, no.
That's the sad part we talk about, getting hit in the head in these games. These kids are not under control. Obviously, they're not learning anything.
Well, that game, the way that turned out, that probably was the biggest turning point, where it was, they had a real chance there with a 3 minute extra man. They didn't pull it off. They lost, but they're going to be in the tournament. That safely looks like a 3-team conference.
Yeah, I would say the loser of the finals and the winner and loser of the finals, and Penn State. So I don't see Rutgers getting in with a at large.
Wow, what a good fight for Rutgers though, to try to make it. What a good fight.
They came on during the end of the year. They did, and they were in the game today. Just you're playing at Ohio State. It was raining. They're just a little too physical for them, I guess. Ohio State. Ohio State's a very tough team. You don't want to see them early in this tournament. I can tell you that.
Well, they'll be pretty high. I think they're going to get a decent seed, Ohio State, and I would imagine they'll get a home game as well. They're going to be seeded, Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah. The importance now of these conference tournaments is, obviously, if you lock in a winning the conference, right, you're probably going to get a pretty good seed.
Right. The other bids that, these other conferences, Bryant is going to, they won in overtime. They're going to play for their conference tournament. They're the number 1 seed. That's not a conference. If Bryant loses, Bryant's not getting in.
No, they're not getting in. It's only going to be the team that wins there.
Jacksonville.
I think what you said is right. I had said a few weeks ago I thought it was going to be 3-3-3 from the 3 major conferences, but now that I realize there's 18 teams, I could see 4 from the ACC.
Well, and the question is, if whoever is in the position of being what seems to be the 4th in the ACC, do any of the other potential bid stealers go in front of them? And I don't see that happening with Bryant. I don't see it happening with a Jacksonville or
no. The only one, like you said, that could do it is Army.
And maybe Richmond.
Yeah.
Because if High Point beats Richmond in that conference championship,
right?
Will they get in?
Will Richmond get in?
Yeah.
They'll get in, Stephen.
Because right now, just so you know, that Richmond is 10 on the RPI ahead of Syracuse right now.
Right.
So if they were to both lose, do they still stay ahead? Maybe a loss to High Point hurts Richmond more than a Notre Dame loss to Syracuse, and they end up.
You mean a Syracuse loss to Notre Dame?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Stephen, for the fans, did High Point win and upset somebody?
They beat St. Joe's today.
Crawley came on our show
Crawley
to
came
inspire them. I don't know your words of wisdom, and you did it again, Smalley.
I was listen. I do apologize. I got a couple of calls outside this podcast that said I was very hard on Crawls. So if I just thought I was trying to bring out a good point. He was a young guy, whatever. But I wish him good luck.
And Georgetown hasn't stopped scoring since he went to their game.
Yeah, that's it. Since you guys went to St. John's, they're on a tear, Georgetown.
Georgetown right now is closing Marquette out, and it's up. There's a final. It just went up 19-8. 19
Wow.
So there's since they were scoring Smalls before we went to the game. They were scoring 3. They were scoring 7. They were scoring 8.
They catch him. Oh,
Now they scored 23, 19, 18. They're on fire.
They're all of a sudden. Well, okay, so Georgetown's looking good. My heart's broken over Hofstra. They played a good game today. They were down at Towson, who rarely loses in the conference tournament when they're at home. It was a tight game in the first half. Hofstra came out firing. They ended up with a 3-goal lead. They were up 9-6. Towson went into a zone, kind of stymied them, stopped their momentum. And, it really, Towson scored 4 in a row, went up 10-9. Hofstra fought back, scored a goal, 10-10. And unfortunately, in overtime, Towson guy put a great shot in, and they beat him. So
that is painful.
The hard part is they actually had a chance. The end of the game happened. They were man down. So now imagine you don't even get to face off. You don't even the other team starting at an extra man in overtime. Right. You actually stop the extra man. It goes behind the goal, but you can't come up with it. So now they come up with possession, and they get an offensive possession 6 against 6. And then you hold them, and it goes down again, and you don't get it again. They play more offense, and then the third time it goes, you finally get the ball, and you couldn't get it out, and they gave them another chance, and they scored.
Well, they did have the ball in their stick. One kid had it, was running upfield with it, but he got converged on with 2 guys. It was they got him, and credit Towson. They played very hard down the stretch, fighting for that ball. Not that Hofstra wasn't. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way. The call at the end of regulation to give them possession at the start of the overtime, that was a tough call. Listen, it could have went either way. The ref saw it how he saw it, but you don't hear too many 30-second interference calls in games.
Yeah, that's
kind of rare. Interference calls are kind of rare, and to have one with 5 seconds on the clock in regulation in a tie game in a conference tournament, that's
But he called it with 5 seconds in regulation.
Whatever it was, yeah, it carried over into the overtime, so there was no face-off. So Towson got to start with the ball without a face-off.
And they scored there.
Not immediately on the 32nd play. They actually scored when it was all even, not when they were.
Oh.
They had the ball. The ball never got over the half line in the overtime.
Yeah. So
that would have been a tremendous win because you're right. Towson is very good in that division. They're a very good team.
And that would have given Hofstra some real momentum going into the championship of that, and they win that game, they're in the NCAAs.
And it looks like they'll be playing Drexel, who's up.
Who? Who's playing Drexel?
Drexel will end up playing Drexel.
Drexel
for that automatic.
Fairfield had one of their most successful seasons in many years, and it just shows you, now you get into this stage and this other team. I thought Drexel. I saw Drexel at Hofstra play Hofstra at Hofstra, and I thought Drexel was. Look, to me, when they're clicking, they're dangerous. They got some shooters on that team.
Listen, there's half of the third quarter left, so the Fairfield's not out of it, and they have had a great offense all year. Everybody's been talking about them scoring, but Drexel's holding them down. They only got 3 goals, and it's halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, so you still got a bunch of heavyweight games. These ACC 2 games are heavyweight games coming up tomorrow.
Steven, you want to drive down to the Ivy League championship?
Well,
It's up Cornell. You're going up,
he
but
always
I
goes
wanted to
down when he
say
goes up.
you went last year to Charlotte. You saw the ACC tournament.
Cheryl came with me. My wife came. We went to Charlotte.
Went down
We had a
there.
nice trip.
Yeah, well, they're back there tomorrow.
Beautiful place to watch the
You're
game.
You're going to get 3 great games. You're going to get the semis and then that final. And they're playing. Of course, everybody likes winning a conference championship. That's nice to do.
So who's in that ACC tournament again, Ben? Who is it?
Notre Dame is playing Syracuse, and North Carolina is playing Duke.
And you like Syracuse in that, right? That's what you were saying?
No, I think Notre Dame's going to win tomorrow.
Oh, you think Notre Dame's going to win? Wow. You're going to bury my dear friend Fish.
Well,
I won't say who he is, but
I still think they're going to get in anyway. I don't see how, unless something happens with that High Point, and I don't, again, if High Point was to beat Richmond, does Richmond still get in over Syracuse if they lose to Notre Dame? And same thing with Army and.
Is that game going to be a close game? Can High Point beat them, or
why not? Who knows?
What does that happen if High?
I think St. Joe's beat High Point during the year. High Point turned around and beat them.
Can High Point get in if they win, or
they got to win the tournament?
If they win,
it's an automatic. It's not an automatic. Oh, it is.
It is. Richmond, they're in.
Shit, man.
So the question is if they beat Richmond, is Richmond in anyway, or would Syracuse take a spot instead of Richmond?
That's up to the panel.
That'll be an argument in the room for sure. Like you just said, they're 10 and 11 in RPI, right?
Right. So, but like that number changes as every game is put in,
Yeah.
So
we don't got to wait too long. We're speculating like crazy, but the picture will be a lot clearer by, we could try to guess at it, but we don't have long to wait before it's named.
No,
I just like to see good games. I like to see good.
What are you rooting for if you had to root for somebody?
Well-played games. I don't know. I got friends.
This year, you got any favorites?
I have friends everywhere. It's interesting to see a team like Notre Dame go for a three-peat that hasn't happened in a very long time.
Isn't that something that's not talked about? Talk about under the radar.
Well, you don't want to say it because you're kind of jinxing them.
Appearance.
Look at it. There he is.
Look who's coming in.
Oh.
Wait a minute. What time is it? This is way past his bedtime.
I'm so on such overtime.
He's silent. You got to put your sound on, Tash.
He's on.
I'm on.
Yeah, he's on. I got him.
He's on.
I'm on.
Put the light on. There you go.
Put the light on. Look at
you're looking tight.
Listen,
you're looking tight, Tash.
I was just
He's in the couch. He's on the couch now.
On the couch. I was just in igloo practice with Michael Engelke's Norm's son's
coaching
team that he runs. Cousin Spike, Michael Toto, his oldest son, Michael Jr., plays on Michael's team, and the youngest son, Dominic, aka Dominucci Toto, he plays on the 9-year-old team. Got to watch out for these young boys in a couple of years.
Are you helping out? Are you helping?
No. I just had to bring them tonight.
Why don't you jump out there and help them out?
No, what these guys can't learn from me.
Wait, for the fans, do we know who we got on?
They're not ready for that yet, Vince. They got to wait till they're 13, 14 for Frankie T.
We got the great Frank Tashman on for our fans. A.K.A. Mr. McNasty. He was nasty in college.
He's part of the Misfit Army. He's definitely part of the Misfit Army.
By the way, Smalls, Tash needs no introduction.
I know, but I got to give him some love. I never liked him in college. I never liked Mr. McNasty. He was nasty to everybody.
I wasn't around to be liked. It wasn't around to be liked. It was what it was.
Well, his Panthers got to win. His Panthers got to win in the their conference tournament.
Yeah, they got a tough one up in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
St. A's has gotten better over the years, and they got a lot of tough, Big D's tough. I don't know if you want to call them hockey players who turned into playing lacrosse, but they're good.
Hey, Frankie, your career was so tremendous. Hearing from your father, we call him your father, Vinny Sombrano. That's a little joke. How come you're not in the Hall of Fame at the college? You set these records. The years you were there, they were Division I. I mean, you should be there. You should be hand-picking, bro.
Wow. I'm
going to be on the board next year, so I might get you in there.
I don't make that Hall of Fame. I don't make that.
No, he's not. He's not in the College Hall of Fame.
The Adelphi, I'm not in. I don't make that decision, Smalls. Maybe I still owe a couple of books I never returned.
Might have some.
Maybe they won't let me in because I didn't return the.
You owe the college money like $1,800.
The fees are probably $18,000 by now. The late fees.
So, Frank, we're talking about these teams that are in or out, or any upsets that could, High Point beat St. Joe's, and St. Joe's has, gotten in the tournament a few times over the last few years, so they're out. Richmond looks strong in that conference, but if High Point beats Richmond, they get the automatic qualifier, and then you're arguing about whether Richmond should be in potentially, or maybe even Syracuse if they don't beat Notre Dame. So there's a lot of
Well, Richmond had that nice early season win against Virginia, right?
Yeah. But the thing about the Virginia is the strength of Virginia probably was diminished because they ended up going and losing a number of games. So did it end up being as good of a win? They're a much better team, Virginia, than their record.
Yeah, and listen, they're still Virginia.
Right.
Virginia doesn't have a 1-12 year. They're still University of Virginia.
Even in their record, I don't even know if they made 500. I think they're actually under 500. But they would probably beat, if there's 18 teams in the tournament, they're probably could beat 10 of them.
Right.
So, that's the crazy.
So who's on the bubble? Richmond and Syracuse?
Well, I think they'll all get in. It'll only depend on whether a Richmond gets beat or an Army gets beat. I think those are the only two options.
Well, you think Syracuse will get in even if they lose to Notre Dame?
Yes.
No matter what.
Frankie, they got 18 teams in this year. There used to be 16, Frankie, just so you know. This year, they raised the bar, so it gives them a little bit of breathing room, Syracuse. And they might just vote them in, right, Vin?
Go ahead, Vin.
I'm just looking at Richmond's schedule, and really, their best win is over. They got one, as far as I'm concerned, one quality win. They beat Georgetown 13-12. Georgetown wasn't.
That's a big win with the Virginia win.
Yeah, well, Virginia especially if Georgetown wins the Big East. Yeah, like I said, Virginia, finished below 500, so that's that's in name only, But they lost to Maryland, they lost to Cornell, they lost to Duke.
Right.
So I mean, one of those wins there would have been a real quality win. But the best Georgetown's a quality win, but that was back in March 22nd, So yeah. I think if it came down to Richmond and Syracuse, I would give it to Syracuse.
Well, let me just say it this way: when you start at number 9, RPI, right? Harvard is 6.6226. Richmond is right behind Harvard. They're actually tied. They got the same numbers, 0.6226, and Syracuse is 11, and they're 0.6205. So they're like hundreds of them. Right. So the question is, and this is thinking negatively, obviously. If Syracuse is a loss to Notre Dame, less damaging than if Harvard loses to Princeton, or if I think the most damaging loss of those three is Richmond if they were to lose to High Point, because High Point is not.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
And Hofstra lost today, guys. Hofstra lost today.
Yeah, we just covered that. Hofstra was, they went ahead. They were up 9-6. The other team went into a zone. They came back. They went ahead of goals. Hofstra tied. We went through it. They lost by a goal in overtime,
That sucks.
so they're done.
That sucks to lose. By the way, for everybody that's going to watch this, Vinny
No.
is only clocking in at 6'1" because
Yeah,
the hat's on.
Yeah, if I
When the
take
hat's off,
it's flat.
and he sprays it up, he goes to 6'4.5".
There you go.
There he is.
Yeah, so that's how it's looking. It's looking like Syracuse should be in. Fish will be happy, Smalls.
Yeah, but what happens if Notre Dame throws a beating on them? You still feel that way?
I don't know that the score will damage them that much in the RPI, and if Richmond ends up winning and Army doesn't lose, I think they're a lock. There's 18.
Even if they lose 5 in a row, because it would be 5 in a row, right?
I think
it would be 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
But
That's a tough call. That's a tough call.
Well, historically, the one thing I will say, looking at it from the last couple of years, the committee goes down that RPI. They really look at that number, and they go right down it pretty much. So Syracuse sitting at 11 seems pretty safe based on,
all right,
what's out there.
Yeah, they get in. They get in.
So you're calling it, Steven? You're calling it Syracuse is a lock no matter what?
I think they're a lock. The only argument I would say is if Army loses, now are you going to put Army in over Syracuse, or if Richmond? Those would be the only two examples. All the other teams, like if Georgetown loses in the conference championship, I don't think they're getting in.
Who they playing again?
Well, the other team hasn't played yet. Villanova's playing Providence.
They played today though. They already played, didn't they?
Not Villanova. They're playing tonight.
Tonight.
But if Georgetown was to lose to Villanova or Providence, Georgetown is sitting at 22. They're sitting 11 spots behind Syracuse. So they're
not making it.
They're not getting in over them.
But I'm looking at, by the way, although they're on a 3-game losing streak, Syracuse, their best wins are, they got a win over Towson, who might end up the winner of the CAA, right? They got
Notre Dame.
No, they beat Hopkins. Yeah, their signature win is the Notre Dame game for them. That's going to be a good one to have in their pocket.
So they get in with those wins.
I'm sure the Notre Dame is going to be fired up for this game.
Yeah, I don't think I think all of them, regardless of the fact that they're doing the math like we are and saying we're probably in anyway, I think they all want to win and get seeded well.
Yeah, of course. Well, listen, even Syracuse getting in, no matter what, that's going to be a hard game that they end up playing. They could, it could, listen, and I don't know that they want to play Syracuse. You could be playing, it could be Syracuse, Ohio State. It could be Syracuse, Maryland.
Yeah, you don't want to play at Syracuse.
Syracuse won't get a home. Syracuse
won't get a home game. That's true. They won't.
They're going to go. They go down to Maryland or they go to Ohio State. That's going to be a rough one, especially with Tillman.
Look, the bottom line is, it's nice for us to talk about it, and a lot of guys do all the talking about it, and there's always arguing, and then there's always people get their hearts broken. Who should have been in? Last one out, first one, last one in, last one out. At the end of the day, don't worry about seeding. Don't worry about the team that's right in front of you. And take
you got to win.
And you still got to win 4 or 5 in a row.
You got to win.
Yes,
you got to win.
But here's the question. Here's the question for Bobby Courtside, because this is a big since the box will be ready for the quarterfinals at Hofstra, because the quarterfinals is at Hofstra.
Yeah.
What would be the preferred teams, just in case anybody from the committee is listening?
They're listening. Don't worry. I'll tell you who I want there.
Exactly.
I'll give you
want at Hofstra.
It's 5 teams I want there before I have to be. I want Syracuse in there because you got to have Spallina, local Long Island kid, a.k.a. my boy Fish, Mike Leo. I love those 2 kids. You had the Spallina tribe coming in. You got Joe. You got the family. You got Ponytail. You got everybody coming. I said, and then you got to have the green hat. I got to wear my Irish hat, so I can't lose. I got the orange. I got Notre Dame, and then you got to throw in Cornell in there. For Goldstein, who went there, you got to throw him in there. So what would be
That's
my
three.
fourth?
That's three, Smalls. You need two more.
No, one more. There's 14.
Listen,
You said five,
again,
Smalls.
some of them are going to be. First of all, some of them might have a very tough game in the first round and not even make it to the quarterfinals. But the teams you're picking are northern teams, so maybe they will stay in the. The problem is if Syracuse has to travel and they beat a southern team and they end up in the They ended up in the southern bracket last year. Remember they played down south when they lost to
Denver.
they lost to Denver. So they ended up in that southern bracket. They weren't up which was weird because Duke ended up in the northern bracket.
And I throw Maryland in there too. So I got Cuse, I got Maryland, I got Notre Dame, and I got Cornell and Hofstra. Those are my 4 teams. That would maybe my dream teams over there.
What about Penn State?
I do like Penn State, but I'm going to send them over to Navy.
You're going to
Because if they would have won today, I would have said, you know what, you deserve to be at Hofstra for my pick. But that's one for the ages. But that box is going to be hard to get into. You got to get by the bodyguard. I got a 6'10" bodyguard.
You're missing one of your other favorites. You come on here more times than not.
Who's that?
We're wearing Carolina.
Oh, I love Carolina, yeah. That's true, too.
So you're doing a lot of business down there, Smalls. You got to love them.
1 out of 5. I like Bresci, man. I sent Bresci a little note today. You can't get more of a wonderful human being than Joe Bresci in the game.
Smalls,
I like them there, too. I like North Carolina there, too. That's my 5 teams that you can mix it around to get in there, and I would be my dream, yeah. And I love that venue, man, at Hofstra. It's the best I ever seen in college sports for lacrosse. You're not going to get a better venue than Hofstra watching the game in the suites. I got guys bringing meatballs. I got guys bringing shrimp. Oh, this
Bobby, courtside. It looks like you had a great winter. Did you break the record for hot dogs eaten on the sidelines of the garden?
Right.
Because you look like you ate around 60 more than you normally do.
Just so you know, at the tailgate, which, by the way, I think he hit a couple of things before we went into the game.
Of course he did.
And then there was a big order. He puts in a big order of 24 hot dogs.
Yeah. 24.
And he polished.
You guys love to give me up. The fatter I am, the more you guys are happy. That's some friendship, man.
Yeah. The bigger your jowls get, the happier.
Vinny said when he made the order, he goes, "Who's in the box? Joey Chestnut? Who's?"
Yeah. That was Joey Chestnut. So let me give you who I think. I'd like to see Jerry Burns and Harvard get in the quarterfinals up on Long Island. Levittown guy, one of the best coaches I think in the game today. I think
he'll be at Navy. They'll put him at Navy, right?
Nah, not necessarily. Depends.
They're not going to travel, Vin. They want to save money on traveling.
Then they would send them to Long Island, Smalls. They wouldn't send them to Navy.
Smalls doesn't know north from south.
Smalls, do you know geography?
He's out to Boston, and he's going.
Yeah. Not too much.
They're going to puddle jump Long Island and go right to Navy.
I never knew how to use a compass. That's why I never got in Harvard.
Obviously.
I can't use a compass.
Harvard. He didn't get in Harvard.
Smalls.
Oh, man.
Smalls, you might not have got past the custodian application at Harvard.
I don't know how it happened to me, man. But listen, it's going to be great at both spots. This is the time to be happy in the sport. It really is fun to be around it, and we're getting older. We're all over. We're all in our late 60s now. It's over.
Vin, who do you like? All of us. Vin, who do you like in the East?
3 more days before they put the brackets up and everything, but to recap before we get to playoffs and all, there's been some monumental achievements. You got Kirst broke the all-time goals record. That record bounced like 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Vinny,
we've had it just a few years ago. Cormier popped in there. Now you got Kirst, but Kirst looks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't know that all-time goal scorer. You don't know that
Kirst broke the all-time goal scoring record?
What record? The record for the year or the 4 years he's been there?
All-time goal scoring record.
For the
You're
year,
supposed to
Vincent,
be,
or for
you know,
4
you're
years?
supposed to be following a little bit of lacrosse. You were touting you were with Tim Goldstein for lunch last night, the whole bit. But all of a sudden, you don't know. You told me Kirst is your top guy, all it is, but you didn't know he broke the goals record.
He
You knew
No,
he,
I didn't know if he broke it for the year or for the 4 years.
you knew he broke it.
How many does he have then? Tell me this. Tell me the rest.
226, something like that. It was,
Wow, that's great. That's great.
he
So he
tied it.
broke the. All right, that's
Vinny, who held
amazing.
the record now? Vin, who held the record now?
The record was just last year. Cormier from Virginia.
And who was it before that?
Mac
Before
O'Keefe.
that, it might have been Mac O'Keefe, I think.
Right, and then
So
before
within that short period of time, it's changed 3 times.
now, who had it before O'Keefe?
Boniello.
No, Bonnie
Oh,
was not
was,
there.
Wasn't
I don't know who had it. It might have
Could have
been
been Lyle
Gutterding.
Thompson. It could have been
Lyle
Lyle.
Thompson.
He
Gutterding was
So
up there.
I know what record Boniello broke. More cigarettes on a trip down from Lake Placid on a 5.5 hour ride. I'm
Leave
still
Bonzo
coughing.
alone. Leave Bonzo
I'm still
alone.
coughing up the fumes.
I mean,
Oh, but I will say it is a great achievement.
What?
I got to know the kid from Cornell. I mean, I got to hear about him, and I didn't know how valuable he really was, the kid Kirst. And then I watched a couple of videos.
You'll be up at the game next week. You'll be calling him your nephew.
Well,
All of a sudden, he goes from he doesn't even know he broke the record to he's going to be telling my nephew did it.
I like the Goldstein story. I like to cover a story on them and get them going because
That
that
kid's fun player.
connection, the Goldstein connection as a sophomore.
Listen, the one thing is there's always good stories in lacrosse to go along with great games.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call's coming on? Dominic Petramala scored 6 goals the other day, took 20
Yeah.
shots, scored
He-
6 goals.
yeah.
They had a big win. Dave's son, he's got to be happy. He's been on the show with us, to be able to, coach the team and watch his son.
So why did you throw that in there? He took 20 shots. Did they do the percentage? So he's 6 for 20.
He was 6 for 20.
What does that mean, the percentage?
No, it don't mean anything. It means they won the game. It means they needed every goal he scored to win. I don't care if he takes 40 shots. If you win, he's a shooter. You got to shoot.
Vinny, you know who I like? The Goldstein kid. Timmy's son is some player.
Yeah, Timmy's son. He
He's
added
a
lot
really
of
nice.
value for Kirst.
Yeah.
He plays the X. Kirst plays the wing.
Yeah, he's a very nice player.
Frees him up from having to play X maybe.
They haven't won in 46 years.
There's great
Cornell.
stories. I mean, you got Notre Dame going for a three-peat. You got the youngest Kavanaugh now, right? Who won 2 with his brother, right? Now it'd be really something. He does one on his own.
I love those guys. I got to see if they three-peat. Oh, man, I'm partying with the Cavaliers that night.
And then you got
Man.
Cornell.
That's the front runner.
You got Cornell, who hasn't won since what, 77?
46 years, I just said it, Vinny. They haven't won in 46 years since the 70s. That'd be a tremendous win for Cornell. Oh, I'm rooting for everybody a little bit. I'm also rooting for Bresci. I'm rooting for my guy. I do like them all. It's hard to pick.
Well, Smalls, what are you going to wear? 5 different shirts, and the one that wins, you're going to peel them off and walk around with the Cornell
It doesn't
shirt?
matter. I'm always a winner.
He's better than
I come out a winner.
Always better than Don King.
Steven, right? He comes out of the bathroom with the shirt of the team that's winning. He's the greatest.
Well, hey, Vin, I was going to ask you if do you think any of those other teams in the one bid conferences, and I'm not going to count Richmond or Army in there, so the Robert Morris, Sacred Heart, Towson, Georgetown,
High Point.
do you think any of them could make any noise?
Oh, the teams that get in? I don't think any of them can win in a first-round game if they're playing some of those other power teams. I'd be surprised if they could beat. Let's put this. Well, after the 2 playing games, right? It goes down to 16 teams, right? And it's 16. Then you got the 8 seeded teams. Do I think 1 through 8 versus the rest of those teams, anybody can beat them? I'm not so sure. Depending on where, like Syracuse might not get a top 8 if they lose this game to
Oh,
Notre
it's
Dame.
definitely not getting a top 8. They're not
No,
getting
well,
a
that's
top 8
we
anyway.
were talking about them getting in. So that's why there could be some, but I don't look at Syracuse in the category. I think you're asking me the question of, do I think Richmond could beat somebody if they're in there? Yes. Army, I don't put in that category. They're up in the elites. I think they got an elite defense. I think they're dangerous. I think they got a great goalie, a tough D. They got a great face-off guy, and they got scoring. They got guys. They fly under the radar. You know what's funny in lacrosse? It tends to be you hear about the same guys over and over. Quietly, you see these other guys when you study. You look on the statistics on Inside Lacrosse. There's a lot of guys having tremendous years. How about the
Yeah.
two, our friend Connors from Connors, Chris Connors' sons at Colgate? They're like in the both top 10 in scoring.
And
Yeah,
they're
and they
still
get
alive.
and they both like are in the top 10 in scoring. Those kids are having some year. There's a kid
How
on
about
beat.
Josh Maholland? 4
Hey.
goals. He's not in it. Scores 4 goals.
No,
Hey, Steve, guys, it's almost 9, almost my bedtime. I'm jumping off. I just
Boy.
wanted to give you 22 minutes of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I appreciate you having me on. You know me, guys. I got to shower and be in bed early.
so
That's
Frankie,
me now.
stop the bullshit. When you come to the Final Four, I need some of your wife's great meatballs, please. I'll pay
bring
you.
'em.
I'm trying to get a whole thing there. Shrimp, meatballs. This is be one for the ages. Seriously.
You got it. Guys, thank you for having
All right,
me.
we love you, Frankie.
All right. Vince, I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, brother. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tish.
Bye-bye.
So Army is an interesting situation. If they lose to Colgate, are they done?
No, I think they get it.
Oh,
See, that kills Syracuse, though. That could kill Syracuse.
I don't think they're losing to Colgate. I think Army's gonna take care of business. I think Army's is going to be a Final Four team. How's that?
Wow. Smalls. Whoa. My chair just buckled.
wait a minute.
Whoa.
They might him and Joe Alberici. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Wow.
They go with
Now
that.
that is a
He must have been on the phone with Big Joe.
Mike.
Although I'll tell you one thing. If you want to talk about people, we talk about a lot of people. That guy's dear to my heart. I actually love that kid. Joe Alberici, man. What a nice guy. What a great person.
Yeah.
A lot of storylines in the sport, Like these guys are they're all deserving of something. They pour their hearts into it. They have families, they have wives. It's definitely not easy, man. So hearing all these guys on the podcast for the year, I really like these coaches. I have a newfound love for the coaches of all of them. They're really trying,
I think
man.
the amazing thing about the season is we're at the holidays. You're having your 3 guys many games Christmas party. Where were we at? Where was the place on Willis Avenue there?
Where did we go? We had a Christmas party.
We went. Don't you remember we went to dinner? What was the place?
I know what you're talking about. All you can eat.
Yeah, where we
No,
had
Vinny.
family style.
The family style. It's like a 388. Before 388 was born. It's a famous name.
Oh, we can't think of the name of the
He
place.
stumped Vinny. That's all.
He has so many dinners. He's at so many dinners. He
Well,
can't even remember where we were. When Joe Amato, when they went out afterwards, Heine, and they
Hey,
went.
Cheryl.
What was
What's
the place?
all you can eat Italian food?
388.
Over here at Rockland Center, we used to take your parents. It's famous. It's over here. It's still here. We don't go there anymore.
He's asking Cheryl.
He's going for the. He's going.
No one knows now. Nobody knows anything.
I can't believe you don't know the name of the place, Vin.
I thought we went to 388.
388. Is that the name of it?
No, it's not, Vince. It's not. The place on Willis Avenue, you go down, it's all you can eat. It's been around for 100 years. They got 5 or 6 restaurants. Everybody's worked there.
388. But anyway,
It's not 388.
the point is that we were we were there. We were having a nice time. You're all excited. The season is starting. The games is freezing out. Guys are wearing. The guys look like they're in Abominable Snowman, and the next thing you know, it's like you're talking about conference champion. Oh, tournament, it's over. Season's over. Like that.
Yeah, it goes quick.
Once, look, and they start so early now. Just think, years ago, it was packed into even more.
It really
You know,
is.
And we're gonna have some good food here this year. We're gonna bring the shrimp in. It's gonna be cold, and we're gonna ask Mike Leo to give us some shrimp or whatever. We bought whatever we got to do. I'm gonna bring that in a backpack. The meatballs, we'll put them in let us bring in some things. We still got to do the catering with the company, so they make money.
Are you talking about the Final Four?
Well, no, just the quarters. I got to get by the quarters. I got the goat coming to the quarters. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be, I got a lot of emails about the quarters. Vinny's got to make, Vinny's got to make his picks. Who gets into the quarterfinals? I say between texts and emails, I got about 110 people coming.
I know.
But I cut half of them out already, yeah.
No,
that's how many people. You got so many people.
You know what he does, Steven? You know what he does? He gets more than 100. He probably gets 150 to 175 people.
Right.
He tells every one of them, yes, they're coming.
I do tell them yes.
And then when it gets to be like the day before, he says, geez, Vinny's in charge of the tickets. I can't help you. You got to talk to him. And then they all call me. He said he had a ticket. You got no ticket. I got to be the bearer of bad news.
But you want to know how I do it?
I'm the accident.
They can come, but they can't bring 3 and 6 people.
No.
That's what I mean.
You know what? That's how it kind of gets chopped down.
That's how they get cut out. It goes way down.
Well, and they do it because they say, look, I'm coming with my kid. Nobody's trying to get 8 tickets out of the thing.
Some people asked.
No,
I know. Can I get 6?
That's a little much. Come on. That's not right. Because hopefully, look, the box is phenomenal. We have a lot of fun up there. The food's there. Everything's great. The windows are open. The crowd. I think there's going to be a big crowd at the quarters at Hofstra. But it's not so terrible. The weather, it's not so bad in the stands either. It's just a great venue. You don't.
It really is a tremendous venue.
You got plenty of parking. I always liked Hofstra. I mean, obviously, I'm partial to it.
It's the best in the game. I've been all over the country now in the last 4 years. The suites are great. It's low. It's right there. I love it.
You know what Hofstra needs? You might have to donate this and you put your name up there because you're already Mr. Shy. You be Mr. Hofstra too. You might
done a lot for the sport.
They need.
But they cheap. They doubled everything in price now. That's like $250K for a real good scoreboard.
I would think that the price on something like that has come down over the years, most likely, with technology.
They have. I think they don't even. They just would have to be replacing that one little screen.
Yeah.
On that scoreboard they have. They could put it.
Well, I think you got to get a whole new scoreboard. I don't know your spot. You can throw a screen in there. But a nice new scoreboard there in that end zone with the replays would be great.
That's
would be good.
You got to get Mr. Metzger on that one.
Yeah, wow. He did plenty.
You get about 20 guys. 20 guys chipping $20,000.
Yeah.
Probably.
A lot of these guys wipe their ass with $20,000 bills. You just got to ask them.
So breaking news: Drexel has defeated Fairfield 4-6.
Wow.
And
that's a blow.
Oh, it's Fairfield Towson.
It's Drexel Towson.
I mean, Drexel Towson in the final.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And
when they play Sunday?
They'll play
Sunday.
Thursday, Saturday. They'll play Saturday. Right. Siena and Marist are tied in the MAC semis, 14-14 with 3 minutes to go.
Wow.
Albany charged back and they were down most of the game, came back to beat UMBC 9-7.
Wow.
In the America East.
My friend Oppenheimer, Brandon.
And Villanova is just about getting underway. So
Okay.
Albany, the other American East semifinal, it was Bryant. So Albany will play Bryant, for that automatic. So their season's
Yeah, Vinny, we got Chaminade people coming to the Hofstra over there for the quarters. So we got a little Chaminade people. We're gonna have probably Thomas O'Connell, who's an assistant coach on the defense. He's gonna be coming. They're trying to get Jack Moran, the legendary coach.
Mhm.
That'd be nice there, right? I mean, and you got the
I
dad,
think all the lacrosse rats will be there. It's a great day. Just got to hope for good weather. Be lucky with the weather, and I think there'll be a lot of people there. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I love it. How long does each game? Because I noticed that the games last longer in the playoffs. Why is that? Because
What do you mean?
it
Games
seems
last
to me
longer?
the games last longer than regular
Oh, maybe
season.
maybe because they're all on TV. Maybe they got more TV breaks. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
what it is. All right, so you got. Somebody said it's like a half hour longer, but someone said they have TV timeouts.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you might be right about that. So right, so it's a half. So basically, I think each game takes about 2.5 hours. No, am I wrong?
Yeah, I think most games finish in about 2 hours now.
And
the
then
game moves. Game
you
moves
know the
along.
rule, right? You
What's
have to
that?
have any time a game finishes, they can change the rule. It takes 1 hour before you start the next game. That's what I heard. Am I right or wrong with that?
Oh, yeah, I don't know for sure, but that sounds right. You got to give a team a time to warm up.
Yeah, you can't run on the field and just start a game.
No, they give them time to come out.
So you got 2 hours like that. All right, so you got a lot of storylines, guys.
Just to update you on some of the, where we are in the picks. I can, because Smalley, he's got me on 17 different things. He can't ever do anything on time. So it takes me. It takes
the guy's a prima
long,
donna. He's a prima donna
to do anything, and some of the fans don't get to see.
All right, go ahead, give it to us, Stevie. Come
he
on.
doesn't get his insight in there, so he holds back. That's part of the complaints that have happened this season.
Getting a lot of complaints about it. The fans are complaining.
Right.
You guys have really hurt me, man, but go ahead.
The fans are in the lead. We'll see if they're in the lead at the end of the season.
The lead.
Right. So, Navy, the fans, and I took Navy, and Vinny and Smalls got the win in Lafayette. So you two picked up a game there on us.
Yeah.
Richmond, the fans, and Vinny, and Smalley, all three of you got that one, and I lost that one. I went with UMass, and they took a beating. The High Point game, I was the only one to get the win in the High Point game. So that was my win. So that neutralizes the other one. Ohio State and Rutgers, the fans, myself, me and the fans. Smalley picked Rutgers and Vinny picked Rutgers. So I picked up the game on you guys there. Marquette. Smalley picked Marquette too. So the fans extended. They're the only winner. They picked Georgetown. And you
away from us.
Right. Probably the goals. Probably that's what scared us was the goals, and it didn't matter. They blew them out. Fairfield. I picked Fairfield. Vinny picked Drexel. Vinny got the win in Drexel. And so Vinny's the only one that had Drexel.
Mm-hmm.
So Maryland, I think we all took Maryland, and it was a push anyway.
Push either way.
It was a push. And then we're at the last game is Nova. So
for today.
Who'd you guys pick in Nova?
I picked Providence, and you picked Nova, and Vinny picked Nova. But Smalley's got 3 picks to make because he didn't make the picks. He didn't make his pick in the Harvard-Princeton game. He didn't make his pick in the UNC Duke game.
All right, I'll do them here.
Go ahead.
Live. Give me the first one.
Harvard plus 2.5 against Princeton.
Harvard plus 2.5 against Princeton. I got to pick Jerry Burns. Give one to me, Jerry. I'm going Harvard.
UNC minus 1.5 against Duke.
UNC all the way.
Okay. And Lafayette getting 2.5 against BU. Up at BU.
That's always a tough game. Up at BU, I'll go with BU. That's up there.
You're in.
Wow.
You're in the books.
He's all three on the other side of me.
Listen, this is what's going to tighten it up right now.
You guys killed me. You threw me off my game.
It either gives me a shot to pass him up or he's going to make a little more distance.
Now, we're going to be able to pick some more games after the results of these games, because then they'll, it could be Georgetown and, Villanova or whatever. So
we got games to go.
There's a few.
I got to throw out a thank you to somebody.
Well, we're going to give
shout out.
Are we ready?
Well, before I get there, I'd like to get a little word in now. Something special.
Right.
A guy who's special. There's a guy. I'll get his name is Liz Rock. I always spell Liz with two Z's. Lizz.
I got to go on his whole. Now we good to go ahead. Go ahead.
I always get. I can never do anything. I forget. So no, and his name is Joe.
We're going to charge you a sponsorship fee to make.
Oh my God, Vinny, it's more talking.
A sponsorship fee.
Here we go.
Steven, how much? $25,000 for sponsorship fees. This
my guy Liz Rock. I'm trying to get Liz Rock in.
He does his advertising. Go ahead, do your advertising. Go ahead.
I can't even get it out. He spent more time complaining. No, but basically, Cornell, lot of good tailgates. Penn State has them, all have them. But one of the best tailgates I was at this year, I got invited, was Cornell. A famous guy. His name is Liz Rock. Joe Correll. How do you say it?
Yeah, Joe Corrella. How about his name's Joe Lizio? His name's Joe Lizio. You don't even know the guy's name.
Joe Corrella.
Joe Lizio.
I said Liz Rock is his nickname.
See, this is his act. It has to be an act.
Has to be.
No, he throws me off my brain. All right, so anyway, he throws the best. I'm just gonna say Liz Rock, the best tailgates ever. This guy's got steaks this big. He's got everything under the sun. He does the cooking. He does the ordering. He's got guys coming from all over the country. Pennsylvania, he's got his own crew. They carry the stuff. They go with the U-Haul truck. He's got a whole line in back of him. The guy really does it right. And the greatest part about it, he runs a huge company. He has no time to do anything. Meanwhile, he puts one of those big things on, and he's the cook. So I got to give the guy credit. All in for Joe Lizio. Did I say that right, Vince?
They want the Cornell boys have been itching for that title for a lot of years, and Joe Lizio went to 2 championship games and got very, very close. And you have to go all the way back to Chris Kane and Eamon McEnany
Hondo
to taste the champagne. But this is the year. They definitely have their eye on the prize right now for sure. This is going to be.
How's the Notre Dame tailgate? Listen, I got new friends now.
Notre Dame was good too. I mean, this could be an epic Final Four. I'd love to see. We don't really know. I'm really curious how the committee will, shake out a little bit of the seeds and how they'll break up the North and the South into the brackets. But there's going to be good games all around. I mean, even the first, when we used to say, well, the first round. Well, there's going to be some good first-round games, too. More and more of these games are becoming interesting. A lot of these teams, maybe the playing teams, obviously, they might, they're going to play each other, and then one of them will probably end up having to play like a Maryland or a Cornell, which won't go very well for them. But all the other teams are very competitive games. So, strap in. I mean, this is going to really get exciting going down the stretch for sure.
In such a short amount of time, Stephen, like you got these games in just a very short time. And then it's over. Whoa, it goes so quick. Yeah. I'm excited about it. more than ever. All these people and all the stories and all the good people that I met in the
And then
sport. I have to say,
just to give you on the horizon, right when we finish college, we go right into our pro picks because they're going to have games the very next week. The end of May is
Yeah,
first couple
yeah.
days of June is week 1 of PLL. So we'll have our picks. Obviously, it's not as many games, but we'll be right into that season.
I got a question for Vinny and Steven. You guys have any special people that you'd like to hand out? Like every year we pick somebody. We picked the guy from Princeton. He wound up passing away. He was like 85 years old, 88 years old. He flew in from Florida. He wasn't feeling well. Do you have anybody special that you might have played with in your life that, maybe on the brink and not doing great, or they're here? Is there anything we could do for anybody, to
invite them to the game, you mean?
Yeah, something special for a guy to be there that's really give his life towards the sport. Like the guy from Princeton. You knew his name. His last name was.
Yeah, he had a Cookie Krongard. He had a great day there when he came to the game when Princeton played.
Yeah, he had been sick and he came from the hospital. He was battling cancer.
Yeah.
And you got a call at midnight, and you called me. That was really a very special time like that. I mean, so.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Any coach, Vinny, that you played with?
We'll think of somebody. There's always somebody out there.
I'm also looking for my friend, man. And I don't know if I'll give him the title, but one of my newfound friends. Oh, I love this guy. I'll get his name wrong, but that's okay. I'll get 4 letters for this guy. Did I get it? C-A-R-C. Cork. Did I say it?
Cork? Yeah, you like Cork?
Oh, I love that kid. Oh, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Is that kid going to be at the Hofstra finals? Like over there on the...
He may be doing the game.
He might be broadcasting.
He's a broadcaster?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, that kid. No, I'm saying,
you know that Cox is a broadcaster? We had him on the show for 2 hours. That's all we talked about.
I didn't say what I'm saying. Do you know?
They just said, is he?
They need to give him some vitamins.
You don't listen, Vinny. Is he going to be?
I don't listen. Can you imagine this? Look at that statement. I don't listen.
All right.
He's turning into 10-second Tom from.
Do we know he's at Hofstra or Navy?
We don't know. I don't know his schedule. I don't know what.
Well, that was my question. If you guys would have let me finish.
First, you said you didn't even know he was a broadcaster. All of a sudden.
No, I was not saying that. You didn't give me a chance to finish.
Go to the videotape.
Bally language, jeez. But anyway, I'd love Cork to be there. That'll be very interesting. Yes, that's all I'm saying. That's it. All right, so
let's get to the shout-outs. And wrap it up. You got a shout-out, Smalls?
Let Vinny go first. I can't think of anybody.
I got a couple of shout-outs. Well, I want to shout out Kirst for breaking the record. Congratulations. That's, he's had a monumental career. I mean, as Cork, your guy Cork, said in the broadcast when he broke it, he did it in less games. Of the top 10 guys in goals scored, he passed all of them, and the top 10 all played more games than him. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible.
So wait, what do you mean, Vinny? They played more games? What?
They played more games. He's only played in, I don't know, 50-something games or something. A lot of those guys who had
he broke the record in how many less games?
Less games, yeah.
Like 10 or 20 or more 5 like that?
How many less? I don't know.
20 or more like 5?
There's a top 10.
I don't think it's 20.
Now, if you really want to go into the minutiae of the details, you look at that top 10, I'm pretty sure Cork is right. I'm sure he researched it. But if you look a little past, so that would mean that if he had less games and he's got the most goals, he obviously has a higher goals per game average, right?
Right.
But I think there's only a few guys that all have over a four goals a game average. And I think they played less games than Kirst is Mike French, who held the record for a while, and Cockerton, who held the record for a pretty long time.
And you're saying they played less games than him, is that?
They played less games than Kirst, and they both averaged, I think, over 4 goals per game. Yeah. And you know who? Well, he played. He was at, I think he played at Farmingdale for 2 years, Brooks Sweet. And I think Brooks is close to almost a full year. I think he was like 3.9 something goals per game average for his 2 years at UMass. He was up there. He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't, get in the with total goals because I think they only counted his 2 years at Mass. But as far as goals per game, Brooksy is like third. That's pretty impressive. So a shout out to him with that. And I got a shout out to the Chaminade Flyers JV for a big victory over St. Anthony's the other day, which is a rarity, with the JV level. They had lost to them. I think they lost 14-8. They played
14-8.
a few weeks back, and they were able to turn it around and beat them 14-10 a couple days ago. So
That's a big win for Chaminade, yeah.
So
hey, Vinny, I got a question. Like this, Delburton is coming in. Delbarton. How do you pronounce it? Delbarton.
Delbarton, yeah.
They're coming into Chaminade. Now, here's a team that's traveling like that. How much does it take out of the team when they travel over here to Chaminade? They're number one in the country, right, Delburton?
No, I don't think they're number one. I think Spalding is number one right now. But they're up there. They beat St. Anthony's. They've had some big wins.
So you think they're going to smack down Chaminade? What do you think?
No, I think that they historically have always played very close games. They're 1-2-goal games all the time. I think this is going to be a good game. I would like Chaminade's chances even more if Lynch was playing, but I don't think Lynch is going to be able to play, or if he's going to play, he's going to be very limited. He's injured.
What's the point spread, Steven, would you think if you had to – you're the expert at this.
I don't know how good Delbarton is this year, but –
They're very good. I'd be surprised if Chaminade gets more than 12 points on Delbarton. I would be very surprised.
Well, 12 is a lot of goals if you got two good teams.
That's what I'm saying, because they're going to score. You're going to have to get 12 to 15 to beat them.
I don't know what Delbarton has as a face-off guy, but it's pretty, Chaminade could stay in a lot of games because Ball has been really dominant. And the goalie's been very good. So between those two things, the goalie and the face-off guy, Chaminade is strong.
But you're still going to have to score in that game, I believe.
No, they're going to have
you have to get 12.
They're definitely going to have to score.
Because that team, you're not going to stop their offense.
Well, what's interesting is, you had Chaminade play St. Anthony's, right? And one of the top assistant coaches in the country is definitely Doug Schreiber, who coaches at St. Anthony's. He knows lacrosse inside out. And they're going to play Chaminade again in a few weeks, 2 weeks, I think. From today, in fact. I think they play on the 15th. And then you got Tom Schreiber, his son, is coaching at Delbarton. So my guess is, Tom picked his father's brain about what the game was like, and I'm sure he's breaking down the film and getting the game plan ready for Chaminade. But, like I said, unless you could somewhat neutralize the guy at the face-off X, and you're going to have to shoot pretty good. But your first question was about them traveling and what it takes out of them and all. And that, it's Jersey, it's a Saturday. I'm more concerned about the weather than anything. The weather's not supposed to be good Saturday. It's supposed to be pretty.
Bring my umbrella?
Yeah, definitely. They're saying thunderstorms and all.
So,
yeah, so, we're getting unlucky, with weather.
All right. All good, guys.
Who's your shout out, Smalls?
And shout out today is, I guess, to all the coaches, Division I coaches that put their heart and souls into the game, and they sacrifice their families and they're away from their wives. And, a lot of these guys, they have so much on the table to in college. These kids are not easy today. Some of them are prima donnas and they got to watch over them, and they're very nervous and everything. So I wish them, a lot in this, and all for the coaches, all the D coaches, for girls and boys. I wish them the best. But what do you got, Vinny? That's it for me.
My shout out is going to go out to, I don't know if I'm breaking news here because I got such mixed messages on this, but I'm doing it anyway. Our former teammate down at Lake Norman in North Carolina, high school coach James Bruger, my former post teammate, apparently either the last couple of nights got his 200th win coaching.
Wow, Bruce, all right.
Yeah.
Steven, is that the guy from last week?
No.
Pat's cousin.
That's Pat's cousin.
Bruger. You know Bruger. You met Bruger.
No, I know. I met a guy.
Where he met Bruger, that's true. He doesn't really know Bruger, but this was from last year where Bruger, after following some of the episodes, he approached Smalley and he says, Smalley. And that's when Smalley knew he was a star.
Guy approaches me, goes, you guys are doing a great job. Great job. I thought I was a coach. A podcast sensation now. God almighty. Oh, God almighty.
God.
You are famous and hardly anybody knows it.
Yeah.
To say, I'm sure he's thrilled. I want to congratulate him on his 200 wins.
Wow, 200 wins, bro.
That's it didn't seem like he's been down there that long, so he's had some success, obviously.
So all that yelling I did at him when he played with us on Long Island, something sank in.
I wanted to bring that story up. So this just shows you how you have to have tough skin, especially around Vin. When we had lost to the Boston guys, my first couple years we had lost. And this had to be like, maybe it was like 94, I want to say. 94 or 95. We were playing up at Boston in a playoff game, and we took them down. And for that particular trip, guys weren't driving up. We actually got like a van, and everybody was piled in. And, of course, during that game, Vinny was brutalizing poor Bruger. I mean, he was brutalizing him the whole game. He just was all over him. Whatever it was, any particular play, he was just on him. And the whole ride home, Bruger like brooded in the back. He just was. We were all fired up. That had to be a rough van ride home after getting. But listen, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Maybe he learned some things from it, instituted some of those things for his teams.
If I hurt your feelings, I apologize, Brooks. But like you said, that was our style, We yelled at each other all the time, but he was new to the team, and it was a little bit of a wake-up call.
Oh, and then
although he did play for Postel, so he should have been used to a little bit of that.
Right. But then I was going to add that he also returned they made up, Smalls, because in 96, at the very end of the semifinal game when we were like going into overtime, he intercepted a pass, threw it to Vinny, and Vinny threw it to Darren.
No, he threw it to Darren. Darren threw it to me.
Darren, and Darren threw it to you, and that was the game-winning goal.
I scored. We won, which enabled us to be able to play Toyota the next day and win the championship. That was a big play, and then we used to laugh because if you remember, we told Postel, we said Bruger made the play of the game. He intercepted the pass. The poor goalie who made like 35 saves. It was the only mistake he made all day. Right. He ran out of the goal and he got caught up and he tried to throw it over Bruger. And when Postel saw the tape of the game, he said, play of the game. He goes, the guy threw it right to him. If you'd have missed that, there should have been an investigation. So poor Brooks never got credit for nothing. But he was, he gave us a lot of critical minutes with those teams. He really did. He played hard.
Steven, can you get a guy
for sure anchoring the polls?
Yeah.
Steven, can you get a guy, just one guy I want, because I don't want a whole band. The guy that plays the pipes and drums, because everyone loves that. I really want to get it. I don't want 10 guys there, but one guy could play it because we're going to be anybody we know so many people.
Bagpipes?
Yeah. You know anybody?
We're gonna bring the girl in who's on Instagram. She's the best.
I'll bring anybody.
I saw the girl on Instagram.
And I'll pay for it too. I don't want none for free.
On the bagpipes. So I sent it to Matt Kavanaugh. I said, you need this at ND, and when he saw it, he said, I sent it to the guy who's the bagpiper now. He said, she's incredible. Oh, you got to hear her. She plays Metallica. She plays everything on it. She plays Leonard Skinner on the friggin' bagpipes.
She actually plays on the pipes?
On the black bagpipes.
You gotta get her. Who knows her?
I don't know because she's online. She's on Instagram and stuff.
She knows the Capitals or no?
No, she don't know them. I sent the thing to him to show, saying, "Look at this girl. Notre Dame needs her," and he laughed. He
Where
said,
is she from?
I don't know where she's from. She's from TikTok.
Really, that's a great thing. I'd love to get her. And I'll
fly
pay.
her in? We're gonna fly her in. If Notre Dame's here, we gotta fly her in.
Notre Dame will be here. And also the other thing is I'd like to get one of the Capitals on next week or however you do it, whatever, during the week or something like that. Have we had them on yet? I don't think we had any of them on, right? I will get the Capitals on. I'm a big favorite of them. So I need a bagpipe guy. I definitely need one guy. And I'm paying him. I don't want freebies.
Guy. I just told you I got the best. She's a girl.
Oh, I'd love to get her. And she
right.
plays other things? I'd be famous. Come on, Vince. I need music this year. I need more stuff.
I'll send you her on video so you can see it for yourself.
Oh, if you send it tonight, I want to see that.
Oh, she's amazing.
All right, well, good luck to all the teams. We're wrapping it up. We're going to go watch the second half of Nova, see who's playing Georgetown.
Steven, show them your 3 guys, many games shirt. Look at that.
3 guys, many games. Very nice. I'll have mine on too. And also, what are we going to be wearing for the quarterfinals? Are we matching outfits? What are we doing?
Going 3 guys, many games.
We might have to match. This way you can go and, maybe we'll have to put a table. We'll have to put a table out because all the people are going to come and want to come see Smalls.
We wear a neon hat? I think we might have to wear a neon green hat to match the...
Okay.
We're going to put you there. You're going to sit. You're going to sign autographs. We're going to put a big sign with your name. I'm going to make a big poster of you.
Penn State wants to put something out. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. I'm excited. But I'll have that. What other things can make the box better? That'll add flavor. I need the girl there.
We can't keep the people on for that. Let's go.
All right. All right, guys. Signing off. All good.
Signing off. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. We'll probably get a new guest there. We just wanted to cover a lot of these games and excited for the playoffs. But also remember, when these episodes come out, listen, like, subscribe. However you get it, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, it's all there. This will be up.
Let me ask you this, Steven. Maybe, you have games on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
The teams that Friday, they play their championship games on Sunday.
No. There's teams. Yeah, Sunday, right. Sunday.
Yeah.
Day. Yeah.
The Friday teams play, the ones who play their first game on Friday,
Ivy League, right.
will play on the Ivy and the ACC.
Right.
So at that point, we'll know who's won the conferences.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
Right.
Before the show. And the show usually goes on, what?
9 or 10. 9.
Yeah. So we should do a show before they go on and see how close we get to it.
We're going to know exact. I can tell you right now, I'm knowing it exact right now.
Right,
well, we know, guys, here's my question. We'll know basically almost all the teams. Will we know where they're playing? That's my question.
You're going to know the brackets Sunday night.
Guys, listen, I love you and everything. We'll know who's in it, but we won't. Will we know where they're?
Listen for a second. I just said we will know the brackets on Sunday night.
Where they're playing and everything.
You know what that means? If we know the brackets, that means where they're playing.
Okay.
He knows this stuff.
He knows.
All right, guys, signing off. I got to take my shirt off. I stink.
All right.
My wife's screaming at me. All right.
Take a shower. Talk to you later. Are we downloaded, Steven?